aching pain when you're away, like a violin you do. Holy Ghost inside, let it loose and lay it on. Only one that can save me now is you. Healing, oh, I need a healing. I can feel it now, I can feel it now. Give it up now, healing, oh, I need a healing. I can feel it now, I can feel it now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Fasten your seatbelts for one of the great divisional rivalries in the NFL. This is the first of two games between these teams this year, and you know it's going to be entertaining. It's the Ravens going up against the Browns. With that, let's get up to Cleveland. We're standing by our Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry, from the shores of Lake Erie. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over.
Let's go.
Breeze now on first down. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham Jr. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his fifth touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Great. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. And the Browns getting set to go. Taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a nice catch there by Gary Barnidge, and there's no getting around it. The emergence of him has been nothing short of stunning, hasn't it?
Yeah, first 6 years, total 44 catches. Then at age 30 last year, he goes for 79.
Who says you don't get better with age?
They run with a rookie. Here's Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Second down to the offense needing 5 yards. Another carry for the rookie Elliott. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers. There's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
So good. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaughton. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. One man in the backfield, Elliott. He'll get the football here. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And a big turnover there. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Here's Breeze to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and they're going to have a third down. Still in search of the first down after that last completion.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He finds Beckham complete, and he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Breeze will try again on second down. He's got, and the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The 6-time Pro Bowler, Terrell Suggs, able to drop him for a loss of 4. And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Throwing on first down is Breeze. Will throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it.
The emphasis they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
After reviewing the play, the running on the field is reversed.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's...
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have... What's that? Now? Oh, we're back. Okay, well, something happened to Larry in the halftime show. I guess we're ready for the third quarter. Let's go. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, and as we saw... Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Breeze to throw on 3rd and 1. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Fresh set of downs here. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. No gain on the play there. Second down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it. Rest of the game. And that does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it, too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy to hold up the runner, everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
He's going to float this one deep. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Corey Coleman with his first career NFL touchdown. And once again, the Browns are back in front. Corey Coleman was so explosive at Baylor, and that's a football he's going to want to keep, my friend.
Without a doubt, that's the first of what I believe.
We drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. On first down, Breeze. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Terrell Suggs in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. You change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now Breeze
for shutting them that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the... So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Breeze now on first down. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Beckham with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their list. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding.
Now Breeze lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line. Now it appears we've got an injured. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. To throw, it's Breeze. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. 10 yards still left on second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and that'll make it third down.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense, because you've got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, they'll give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away. And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 41. And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Offense in a little bit of a bind here. 9 yards to go on third down.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because their only recourse.
That's caught at the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with his third touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. So following the fumble, this offense will get another shot at it as they quickly head back onto the field. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. Now Breeze. He'll rifle this one deep right side. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And now it's fourth down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
After a good punt. This offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On second down, Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. To throw is Breeze. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we
down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Ready. 57 to fight. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. So this is the 2nd consecutive week, as you look at the numbers, that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because normally we see them go together very, very well.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off.
Game offense. Still 3rd down.
Ringo.
So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Cleveland, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.
And we need all the ladies to report on the dance
Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Turn it to the greatest party. Yeah. Never see my baby coming. Just once.
Kick off your week by installing your game plan.